Oh shit, here we go again.
Bitch, are you jealous?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Yes, sir. Man, if y'all heard the inside jokes, I don't know if we could even be live on the internet right now. My name is I Make Mad Beats. Welcome to another episode of Type Beat, a producer podcast where we talk about everything from production, engineering, rap, whatever we really want to talk about. Yeah, we're live from outer space, an unapologetic studio. Behind me is my cast, No Diddy.
What up, LJ1S?
It's C Major. Man, before we go to the next nigga, I switched deodorants this morning. My armpits is sweaty. They haven't been sweaty for a long time. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. But I'm feeling different over here. If I've seen
Two different.
Two different.
This nigga moist.
Right.
Sheesh.
Wait that nigga.
Sheesh.
All right, y'all. Let's kick Mike Crow. And, hey.
Hey, do me a favor, man. Adjust the ISO on that one right quick. Give me like a 2-click boost. Okay, that's it right there. Yeah. All right. Now we locked in. We're doing light sentences.
Life sentence.
You know what I'm saying?
What we talking about? Let's go.
This is gonna be an interesting day, bro.
Yo.
I got a feeling. LJ, what we talking about, man?
Man, we talking about the sound of music, man. I feel for the longest Memphis has been the sound. So the question is Memphis still the sound? So yeah, that's one. Then we get into the engineering side on some plug-in shit. Man, how do y'all feel about like the simple plugins, the one knob fix all, or do you like to have control of, over your processes? And then on some engineering, of course, I was watching the homie, I always say the homie, like I know these niggas. The My Audio Nerd podcast, and Jason Joshua was on there. He was talking about changing. Well, actually, we switch it. Yeah. So we're gonna do the. My bad. I was locked in on that.
You just locked in.
Man was asleep.
Man,
Bro,
All
what?
right, bro. Now you doing a little too much.
Am I doing
On
too much?
air, bro.
On air.
We not doing it.
All right, man. So the third joint is the.
I'm gonna say nigga for the rest of my life.
This man tripping. This, bro. I would. Yeah.
I'm gonna
2
go
tracks, man.
We know what
Two,
you mean.
MTV,
go
DVD,
out.
what up?
I'm gonna go out saying nigga, bro.
That's the last word.
Nigga.
So whisper that joint. You're fast.
Family around.
Maybe not.
Children.
Maybe not.
Is it gonna be nigga or niggas? Like, it's a plural.
Nah, it's one.
Just
Singular nigga. A good one.
We might explain this later.
Nigga. That's really it. Nigga. Damn, I ain't
Yo, what is-
Yeah. All right. So the third topic, bro, is on some. Are you mixing? All right, mixing the 2-track. Are you using stem separation? How do you feel? Are you that confident in stem separation to separate a 2-track and mix from that? Yeah. Back to the sound of music, man. The sound of Memphis, mainstream. Do y'all feel Memphis is still the sound? Are we seeing a shift? And I ask because I feel like this year the coast's been on the run, and it could just be biased, but you look at what Kendrick's done. Me personally, I still feel Schoolboy Q album one of the best albums of the year.
Blue Lips?
Yeah.
Is that the last one? Okay.
Yeah. And then the homie Tyler, he's on the run. He's going crazy.
I feel like anywhere, any coast or any area that has a strong, like, identifiable dance attached to it is gonna have a turn being the jut. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the sound of, like, if you noticed that there was just like a surge in the whole world, like juking, like for like 6 years in a row. Now everybody about to be crip walking. Everybody doing all the West Coast shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same, like all the like Afro beats, anything that's got like a strong, identifiable regional dance to it.
That makes
Everybody
sense.
had their moment. Everybody's getting sturdy. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
makes.
I feel like
That's a good point.
I've been seeing a lot of people crip walking, and I think that's where it's going.
Is this a new? Did that happen with like hip hop New York? Like, did that have? Breaking, I guess, would have been the early version. You might be onto something.
Yeah, that might be a thing. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, bro. So it's not. It's just the crip walking and all that stuff. Time.
Damn. So I mean, a lot of niggas gonna get their ass beat. That's what it sounds like.
What up, Midas?
I don't know, man. the dance. That's it. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
You got me thinking now. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because we such a like TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So like whatever.
TikTok about to be gone, my G.
Yeah, well, you know, but that's true. But like that TikTok energy,
TikTok energy, nigga. That's forever. That's locked in.
you know what I mean? And then, so everybody, like, what music you can do some new dance moves to? You know what I'm saying? Like some random white kids from Minnesota be able to like
why so specific?
get cool
Random
points
white
from,
kids.
you know what I'm saying? Or people from China, whatever, like that was, you know, juking and stuff and
Yeah.
going crazy because they
They
was
is going
from
crazy
another
with that shit.
from another country. I feel like it's, to me, that's why I feel like it's going. Like there's an opportunity for that, and now you got people on camera. Like once Kendrick Lamar put out the Not Like Us video, like
Yeah, it went crazy.
everybody want to know how to do it. You know, everybody want to know the steps.
Yeah, I think you're onto something with that. I also think it's like a bravado in the coast that you're representing too, because this is, I mean, Kendrick TDE been doing shit for
Yeah,
a while, but the bravado that's coming with this Kendrick with Not Like Us, specifically it was directed towards Drake, and I feel like that's then took the whole West. It's even like I honestly forgot Tyler was from Cal. I forgot he was from LA for his whole career and to damn near this last album. I was like, oh yeah, this nigga is.
Yeah.
You know, I be like he'll talk about growing up and shit like that. And I be like, man, this nigga is from West Coast. Like he's a West Coast nigga. But recently, this nigga been hitting the dances. This album, he really was on the lingo and all of that shit. I was like, oh yeah, this nigga really from there. So there's a bravado that goes with it. Like that's that was coming with the Memphis. Like when we were, and I still think Memphis is on top of shit. I think the Memphis sound is fading, but a lot of these niggas doing this shit are still Memphis niggas, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of LA is transplanted Memphis niggas. So I feel like the pulse right now is a new Atlanta and a old West Coast resurgence. And I think a good piece of those people are Memphis people contributing to those. But the sound, I mean, shit, we had a good ass run, bro, and it's only so much that people, you know, that you can. I mean, we done took every Project Pat,
Right, that's real.
Tip Tommy Wright. We done unearthed so many. Like it's only so much of that you can do. You know, I mean, it's you know, before it's just like, all right, let's find something new. And I feel like we had a good run with that. Now it's like, all right, what else, you know, can Memphis do, or what else can people do? And like I said, I still think it's Memphis niggas doing that. We're very. This is not a one-trick pony in the city, so I don't say that with no like, oh, it's our time over it. Now it's time for some new shit to my fault.
No, you got it. My bad. I was in the
I was just I think it's time for some new shit to come out of Memphis and point back to Memphis. That's nigga. That's unapologetic. We can talk. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's where I was about to go. It's like I think when I think of the idea that it's time for some new stuff to come out of Memphis, I'm not just saying a new artist. I mean a new lane of artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, I've been saying this for years. I'm on record saying this for years. The sooner we find somebody, I mean, as soon as we find somebody that represents, you know, the gangster aspect of what we do is very well documented, very well spoken on, very well celebrated, as it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as soon as we, you know, as soon as we have a JID to Gucci, as soon as we have a Kendrick to all the gangster stuff to come out of LA/Compton, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think that'll be like a renaissance. I think that so many artists are gonna celebrate that, and then it'll give us a new identity to point back to Memphis, and more specifically point towards the versatility. Like we can really have a, you know, like you said, you were saying earlier how, man, you forgot Tyler was even from LA, but that's just because so much diversity comes out of LA. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Memphis is still waiting for that diversity on that level. We have it on the ground. We know who's doing what here. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But on that level, we're still waiting on it.
So I guess what would it take for? Well, you said having that type of artist.
Real quick, Midas says just waiting on Offman Pro to blow. No Diddy. You know what I mean?
Oh,
No, did you too?
That's it.
That's
man.
it.
Facts.
Midas?
That's it.
That's
yeah.
facts.
Yeah, I guess that answers the
No
question.
Diddy.
You know what I'm saying?
No 2%.
No.
No, we found the remaining.
the job is done.
The job
The job is done. We moved on.
Nigga put the shit back in the holster.
Bro, I just want to say, like, I love the energy that we always have, like, before the podcast comes on, bro. It's,
Yeah.
I wish people could see it. Just some of the jokes, inside jokes, is really,
Nigga might get
yeah.
real
Absolutely.
cancel for
It's a true challenge. You know what I'm saying?
I
Hold on, real quick. Let me shout out everybody. So one more time, we are on Facebook Live. We are on YouTube Live. We're on Twitch Live. We're on IG Live. We anywhere else live? I think those are the 4 places we live. Big shout out to everybody chiming in the variety of spaces we are. Everybody in the IG. The few people checking us out on Twitch. Facebook is always live. YouTube is always live. Yeah, tap in with us. Drop us a comment. Let us know how you feeling about these topics. LJ, repeat the current topic right quick.
The sound of music, man. Is Memphis still the sound?
It's
Of
Memphis still
mainstream
the sound of
hip-hop.
mainstream hip hop.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but even saying that though, I feel like we're like 60% out. Like we're still here. Like
Yeah, no, it's definitely-
one of the biggest songs was a direct DJ Pod Juicy J beat that Metro just kind of looped, and so we're still very very much here.
I agree. I just noticed, like we was talking about earlier, it seems like there's a momentum out in the coast right now.
Now, at one point, that shit was in like pop. It was in like what's the girl name? Sabrina. Like it was in that level of records. She was like, damn, I can't go nowhere without hearing the Memphis ass beat in the middle of some country ass song.
No, that's real.
In the middle of a country, not the beginning and the end.
It might trick you, baby. Like,
Bro, I think that's crazy when you think about, first off, how far like hip hop and rap has come, but to the point that Memphis has been the sound of like rap, and it's like you just stated, crossing over to pop and country, and I like, bro, that's crazy when you really think about it. Like how, yes, Memphis, I mean, hip hop is still relatively new, but just the idea that one city, the sound of a city can like cross so many lanes and hold it down for like, Memphis has been the sound for years.
Real quick, DJ Zeta says, definitely, everybody sample the hell out of Memphis every year. That's facts.
crazy.
She also said, I will say the only sample one part of Memphis sound, which is the horror shit. That's facts.
That is very much a fact. Zach.
That's facts. Yeah.
I mean, that's an interesting point because there was the Stax sample era. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was sampling that.
Can't
What
speak
are
in
the
facts.
other sounds to sample from that you would sample? Yeah, that you would sample.
So low key sounds like it's.
Big shout out Jimmy Page coming in from Montreal. Big shout out Canada.
I'm just
Jimmy Page, what up?
thinking about that. It sounds like it's the sound is a resampled of a sound, because I mean thinking about Pat and the whole 3-6 and everything, like stuff that they sampled or whatever was Memphis shit, and then they created a hip hop sound for Memphis. That makes sense. So it's like Memphis sampling Memphis, and now the world is sampling like Memphis double time. You know,
So Prince was saying
the sample resample. Yeah, that's crazy.
Real quick, big shout out A-Dub. Yeah.
A-Dub.
Hey, that verse,
Hey, Doug.
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
Matter of fact, hold on, bro.
We heard.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, she slid on that joint.
It's about to be a
Exclusive.
exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
DJ Clue.
Big shout out A-Dub. Yeah, copy fine.
I got so high, damn, I lost track of time. Least I got you riding in the passenger side.
that's enough, man.
Yeah,
Y'all got
that's
enough, man. Y'all got
crazy.
it enough, man. We chilling. we got to get back on
Hey,
track,
hold
you know
up.
what
I think we need to man salute no kid man for going
yeah, you
platinum,
right,
bro. Like
failing,
God
bro.
damn.
We failing, bro. Hold on. Hold on. If y'all tuned in, hold on 1 second, bro. Hold on 1 second. Hey, yo, welcome to Type Beat, you know what I mean? Producer podcast, live from outer space and unapologetic studio. My man Kid Maestro went platinum, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's how we started off.
Let's go,
What
man.
even happened, my G?
Man,
What happened? Get this man, no, we not sharing no money.
That's not my
praise Jah in the moonlight.
praise Jah.
What?
Praise Jah in the moonlight went platinum, million versions. I don't know how you calculate 1 million copies sold, but however you do the numbers,
It's not just Spotify.
It's not just Spotify. You know what I'm saying? But it went platinum. It went gold earlier this year, so
It's crazy, bro.
This was all within the span of a year. And man, I'm just super blessed. Like, I remember when it went gold.
The flex. Y'all remember back in the day when it just went gold, you know what I mean?
I'm so slight, you know.
The flex.
When it went gold, I remember just feeling imposter syndrome is not the right word, but I would just say the goalpost had moved, right?
Yeah.
It was always a dream, a milestone to be a part of a gold record, you know what I mean? To play a part in that. But, you know, as time went on and I was just moving in my career and growing and my awareness expanded, you know, what I saw as success had changed from that original version of me, that younger version of me, right? And part of that change was also my ego. So, like, you know, if it was like, yo, the Kid Maestro solely made the beat, produced, rap record, went gold, you know, to me, that's it,
the one,
you know what I'm saying? But, you know, because I have this team and the people around me that celebrated me and understood what this was, what it meant, and was able to watch and see the growth and the journey, it made me remember, like, oh no, this is a part of that journey. This is a milestone, and it's worth acknowledgement at the very least. And so
Yes, sir.
I learned that lesson on the Platinum Giant, and I'm just grateful to have been a part of that. And you know what I'm saying, and many more. Let's get it.
Man,
Platinum Records.
congrats, my guy.
Hey,
Mo Plat Records. We calling him Plat Maestro now. You know what I'm
Platinum
saying?
Maestro.
I'm officially about to change his IG tag. Plat Maestro.
Access to my
They would have shipped all the.
Bro, you don't know what I got. Plat Maestro in the building. Big shout out my brother Da Vinci as
yes,
well.
sir, Ski.
You know what I'm saying? For just being a genius, being a part of a whole bunch of genius things, inviting people to be a part of genius things. Big shout out my brother Da Vinci, man. Another dude. Stage God.
Yeah.
Always love. You know what I'm saying? I feel blessed that I am so consistently surrounded by amazing people doing amazing things. That seems to be a very clear theme in my life, is that I'm just always around amazing people doing amazing things. And the people in this room today are those people. So shout out to me for you going. That's what I posted it up. I posted it up on Facebook. I said, yo, Kid Maestro and Da Vinci went plat. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a blessing.
That's facts. That's facts.
It's a blessing, man. Like to be, to watch it happen, to be in proximity with people doing amazing things. Like, it's absolutely a blessing, man. So, you know, man, congratulations, brother.
Man,
You know, I remember when you couldn't even get a beat on an album we were putting out. And now,
right now, man.
Bruh,
Yeah.
we tell that story, but I'm just remind y'all, like, you know what I mean? Like, none of this stuff is given at all, bro. And really had to earn everywhere, at every point. Work hard, bro.
Yeah.
We put out our first project.
Mhm.
This man, Mad, did not offer me a spot on it. He said I can assist engineer with some of the parts. You know what I'm saying? But I had to get good enough.
yeah.
And, you know, and then Gone by
Yeah,
Maestro.
you did.
You know what I'm saying? That
You
was the
did.
first. That was the first unapologetic musical contribution I ever made. You know what I'm saying? And that was on Stunterius
Man,
Volume
this is a
2.
classic. If you have not heard that, go listen to that on repeat.
Yeah, man.
So for anybody who might be, you know, a few future intern or work with us in some sort of way in the future, you know, this is the level. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to put in the work and produce a product that that meets the standard, and then we run with it. But in the meantime, we're out here getting better, faster. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. Anyway, what are we talking about?
Well, I just want to touch on the future interns that will be, you know, involved, man.
Let it be known.
Understand what he just said. Like, nothing is given.
Nothing is given.
Nothing is given.
Big shout out to you.
You're not gonna come here. I ain't gonna go into too many
Big shout out
details,
Abel.
but yeah, you're not gonna come here and just automatically think you're just about to run sessions, and stuff of that nature. And we've had people think that. It's a process, man. We have a machine here that we're building every day and adjusting to just what's going on in the music industry. So yeah, you gotta play your part, man, and learn and you know, catch up. Like, you can't just come in and just think you're gonna be over everything and now you're running sessions and running mad sessions or kid sessions or C-Made sessions. Like, that's not how this goes, bro. So if you apply and we have contacted, just understand that beforehand. It will not be easy. It will not be given to you. You will have to work. It's not a school. As Matt always states, this is not a school. You're not paying us to teach you. Like, it's a fact, though. Like, this is not
think
that.
about it. Think about it. Teachers get paid to teach you, fam.
Man,
This is an internship. You learn through observation. You learn through being in the room. You're grateful at every second, every moment, right? And you find ways to make the most of it,
that's it.
right? Unless you could pay me. I'll teach you. Yeah, I charge a lot of money per hour, though, my G. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
It's
situation.
also the opportunity. Like,
Zeta said, let me stop yelling in the comments. Yeah,
no, please
Nah,
keep
keep
yelling.
yeah, it's all up. It's all up, Zeta. Always.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real. I mean, learn through observation, learn through being in the room. But nigga, you in the room.
In the room, that's it. And that's the thing. I feel like most
I
people,
done got movie credits off of, you know. Hey,
bro. That's what I'm saying. I feel like most
The flex, nigga.
most,
off of internships.
yeah, bro. Most,
Facts.
it seems,
facts.
man. Most people don't understand. Like, getting in the room is one of the hardest parts.
It might be the
It'd be
hardest.
hard.
But then it's learning how to stay in the room, you know. And
Yeah.
it might not be doing something that you initially came here for, but you're in the room. It's up to you to recognize the opportunity and take advantage of that, man. You'll be surprised how many people come through here and think we're just going to, like, all right, this is what you need to do this. They're like, nah, bro. Like, we're all working to get better. We're all chasing something. We can't every day just sit down and point you in the right direction. You being in the room is the right direction. It's up to you to recognize that and learn how to move along that path, man.
I look at it like this, and this is how I looked at my internship at Quad. Like, if you need more than being in the room, you shouldn't be in the room.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, if you need, you know, if you need $100, or let me say this: if you can't make $100, $101, you should have $100. I'm not asking you to make it $200, $300, $1 million. But if you can't take what was given to you and do something better, learn one extra thing, get a little bit better, just because something was given to you, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be waiting on somebody to feed you for the rest of your life. You're never gonna feed yourself. Yeah. And in this industry is not built for people like that. People like that drown here. They get ate up. No diddy. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
And I think that's the
Absolutely no Diddy.
Diddy embedded you.
I think that's the misconception, especially like now, just because everything seems like everything's accepted, the participation awards and everything. Like, it feels people are excited just to be average. Like, people are cool with that now, and because I feel like it's more accepted. And again, that won't last here.
Oh, we got some good comments coming in, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick. I'm gonna let y'all know, everybody who's tuning in right now, right? This is a conversation between everybody in this room and everybody in your room, right? If you comment, right, it will be prioritized that what you say becomes a part of the conversation. Even if it means interrupting one of these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Just for the sake of, this is a very much a national to international conversation that we want to facilitate. So with that being said, Zeta says, my favorite intern will always be my girl Frankie. I had to give her
yeah,
her
Steve.
flowers the other day. Big shout out, Frankie.
Let's go.
Shout out Frankie.
Yeah, yeah.
Killing it.
Zetas also says, you got to have that dog in you, man. Being in the room will always be enough when you got the drive. That's facts. Ultra facts. Tia, big shout out Tia. She says sometimes being in the room is more important than being the leader. Ultra facts.
Yep.
Ultra facts.
yeah.
Even the leader in the room will tell you that. Like, less stress and more wisdom. That's facts. My greatest blessings have come from just being there. Yo, y'all heard it, man.
Come on now.
Y'all heard it from the masters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's real.
that's super real. Super real. That's a point, too, that don't be getting said. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what's up. That's love. Let me check out Facebook.
You don't got to be the reason everybody in the room in the first place.
Man, that's when you get to absorb the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Just another extension of collaboration, man.
Yep.
Like,
Big truth. Big truth.
room.
Big truth. No doubt. All right, where we at, LJ?
I thought we had some more comments, but
No, we good.
bet. Yeah.
Oh, we got Unique. Unique said reading and learning the room is essential. That's real.
Essential oils.
She also called you Kid Platro.
Kid
Yeah.
Platro.
Kid Platro is interesting.
Class.
Yeah.
Platro.
Platro.
It's your boy Platro.
Platro.
All right, man. Being able to
All right. All right.
being able to adjust, we talk about being in the room, being able to adjust with the time and stuff. I'm thinking about AI right now. We've been talking about it for a while, and we, the
What year was he drafted?
thinking about AI, especially more specifically.
72 is so crazy.
Yes, bro. More specifically, STEM separation, bro.
Hold on.
I'm not finna feed
If
into
I got drafted in 72.
I'm keeping it moving.
I'm sorry, bro. That shit would have been insane, bro. They would
LJ said, nah, man. STEM separation, man.
That's it. They would have lynched that nigga. All right, bro. We can move up.
All right, man. STEM separation, bro. As an engineer, if you're in a session and you get sent the 2-track, are you confident enough in STEM separation now to separate the 2-track and mix the song?
Yeah. So to me, I don't think that wouldn't be the first thing I would do with a 2-track. It would just be in the tool set. You know what I mean? And honestly, like, first of all, I'm a big fan of like bus processing anyway. So like my first go-to is like, what can I do with this by itself?
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what does it need? What can I do with this as is? But like separating the stems, I feel like gives you opportunity to do like drum replacement. It gives you opportunity to like process things, like do like some like parallel processing, because you got the original drum,
Right.
and then you can break it down and do something with the drums and add it back to the original 2-track, just like a beefed up version. You know what I'm saying? So like you have the opportunity to do so much more with the 2-track. You know what I mean? Like, and like when you play all the stems together, even if individually they don't sound like crisp and clear, together they all make up the joint. You know what I'm saying? And so like when you put it all back together, it's not gonna be that far off, except what you did to it. And then it's like, okay, did you make good choices? So I feel like it's a very useful tool. I saw a Mix with the Masters type joint with Michael Brower, with him basically doing this exact process. Like he only had a 2-track
I think I seen
of
that
like
joint.
the track and like the vocals. And, that's what he did. He was able to break things down and do like parallel processing sort of.
That's
situations.
insane. Michael Brower.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you understand. Michael Brower even accepting a mix as a 2-track is insane.
Well, I think
That's
if
crazy.
I'm not mistaken, that video it was more so it was a live performance that he had to mix, and he was trying to find a way to, if that's the same one, he was trying to find a way to separate it. That's the one that I see.
Yeah.
I don't remember the context of the track.
Yeah.
But that could be true.
Yeah.
But
I'm just thinking, bro. I'm on some mixing, I'm not sure if I do like the direction of the stem separation and like the clarity of things that I've been hearing, but I don't think I'm confident enough and I like it enough to be like, I can use this to mix with.
Yeah, but I mean, but it's also again, there's. I just don't see like how it can't be a useful thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you was already gonna mix a 2-track, you are locked in there.
Yeah.
So more control just can't. You know what I'm saying? more control or more options just like wouldn't hurt. Like sometimes you just need the bass to be a little bit louder, and you can do that. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't even have to be like, all right, now I'm finna break it down. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's already a 2-track too, most likely the client like how it sounds, and so you're just trying to enhance that.
Yeah, that's so that was my reason. That's why I don't think I would ever. It just would not be a thing I would do, because it's just so many variables you're adding to it once you stem separate it. I haven't found the stem separation I trust that doesn't add like some weird sound that I really can't even explain what it is, but it's like an AI digital sound that comes out of all of it I'm
on the individual stems.
and I hear what you're saying but I still be hearing that shit when I glue it all together. If you take a stem separated song in the actual song and you solo, you listen to the 2-track, and you listen to the glued together joint, it sounds different to me. Like I can still hear though. It sounds like mouth noise to me. Like it sounds like and I think you add that into it, and then I feel like I was saying this off camera, but I think you just lose a lot of transients and a lot of, because it's removing sounds from each genre, which I guess you might can get back when you glue it, but I feel like you can get it back with processing but once you do that, then you're boosting.
That's the same. That's the thing, bro. So that's one part I just kind of disagree. I would love to do like a listen joint, because like if I were to separate a joint and listen to the drums and the vocals and the other stem and the bass, like all of that stuff by itself is gonna sound weird. But if you like literally just don't do nothing and play it all together, it's gonna sound, because it's taking the whole frequency spectrum and trying to piece it into different parts. It's not taking any of it out completely or adding different ones. It's trying to take what's there and put it in its place. Yeah,
but even if it does, I still think you get back to the point where the reason that it's a 2-track anyway is because most of what you need is there in the first place. So then you get to the point where, like, unless it's a very special occasion, why would I even go through doing that when I'll just do some bussing in 2-track, whatever, or I just ask give me the stem.
Because sometimes this shit is whack, and you need like you be getting full mixes, and you know like the balance is what the producer made it. Sometimes the drums just don't be hitting, and you still got to process them just.
Yeah, but see, even thinking that, like I'm thinking about when I have used stem separation, even just for the drums, you can hear like the reverb tail of the vocals and stuff inside the drums or something crazy. So I don't know, I'm just thinking like trying to, let's just say if I wanted to beef up the drums, adding that with the artifacts of the vocals being inside and stuff.
Nigga like me, I don't know. I'm gonna take the 2-track.
Well, man, doing that shit live.
And it's going. I'm gonna take the 2-track. And then if the kick needs to be louder, I'm gonna take the kick separate, the stem separated joint. I'm gonna gate that joint, or drum replace the MIDI. You know what I'm saying? And put it back and mix it back with the 2-track. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear you.
like I don't know.
I
think it's a good tool.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think it's a good tool.
This joint, whatever this joint mad outside. Can I hear the drums on this joint again?
What y'all know about Fader, bro? This is a joint I be using too.
See, I haven't been on this.
These drums sound good.
And then you can break the drums down on this one in particular even further.
Yeah, you got to subscribe.
I got
to snare the drums.
Yeah,
you can separate the melody. Electric guitar, acoustic guitar, piano, strings, wind, nigga.
See, I'm just not locked in. Apparently, I'm not locked into the fader joint.
This is actually crazy.
I'm out
Hey, that Lander joint sound good too.
Bro, I think one of the key things the kid said though that I think is important is that like separation, like stem separation, like it can really help you also like replace sounds, right? I think that's super important. You know what I'm saying? Like even if I'm just taking the drums out of something, and I would be real, man, especially nowadays. Most of the songs I hear, I have those drums. You know what I'm saying?
Just replay them tracks.
Just literally
Retrigger,
reprogram them.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So even if I do the stem separation and that, you know what, and I know exactly what you're talking about. A lot of transit stuff gets lost when things go solo. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. It's super easy to, you know, apply some sort of MIDI mechanism to like replace drums now. You can use like sound replacer. And just recreate it, you know. I think that's incredibly important. But I agree with Kid, you know what I'm saying? Terribly, you know what I'm saying? I agree with Kid. I think, yeah, because, I mean, like, it's real. Like, a lot of times, like, it's just a volume thing or, you know, I'm not really trying to change the production so much, you know what I'm saying? And every time I've ever done stem separation, when you play everything together, it sounds like before you did the stem separation, right? Now, the guesses in the separation can be right or wrong, right? When you start to hit solo on things, and that's where things get tricky. Maybe sound replacing is what will be helpful. But when everything's playing all together, it sounds just, you know, especially in the MPC, it sounds exactly like before you did the stem separation. So it's a helpful tool, I think. I think where I hesitate to say this though, like if you were to say, yo man, you know, can you do stem separations for 2 tracks, you know what I'm saying? And mix, right? The thing that would make me hesitant to say yes is the idea that I'm fueling the precedent that you don't need the tracks. Yeah. Because if some rapper is listening to that, he's like, well, fuck it then. I don't need this. I can just do 2 track for everything.
That's big.
And it's like, nah, bro, you not.
There's a ceiling.
Yes.
As far as you can take it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
don't be sending these references of these amazingly mixed songs.
Absolutely.
Make it sound like this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm expecting to happen. I'm expecting people to realize you can do this, and then, you know, stop putting a priority on getting the tracks. You know,
This is worst case scenario. All right, we got a stem separation.
yeah.
But if not, my niggas send me them stems.
Nah,
I
fam, I
need
need
kick,
the stem,
snare,
bro.
and I need BPM, and I need the motherfuckers to be waves. Not
Yeah.
everything, like,
Ooh,
Bro,
the
that's
MP3 track is just the
God,
most
God.
disrespectful thing ever.
Yo,
That is so you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like that is ridiculous.
I remember my first time getting a MP3 2-track, and like, well, no, bro sent me like he sent me MP3 of the entire session of like the beat and the vocals he recorded, and of course the timing was off, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I didn't realize that, you know, the MP3 creates that, threw me off. I'm like, bro, what is what is happening?
I will say, I mean, I'm not a 2-tracker though. Like unless I send it to a gun ho ass rapper and he just like I'm dropping to this tonight. But I am an MP3 sender. Like I got too many beats to be having a bunch of waves in my Dropbox and shit. And so I do be sending MP3s with BPMs, but also when the nigga be like, all right, let's go, I do get the wave. And when I'm sending out a track, specifically, I don't want 32 MP3s, but that's like I definitely, I need all that shit to start at the same time. I need, like,
That's real, bro. Cause like, I didn't start doing MP3s. I was a wave, like I'm listening to the waves until until the app basically. When we started to have to upload them joints. MP3s, that's when I started.
Bro, I just got triggered off you saying it. The nightmare nigga had to deal with.
Take a lot of space.
Bro, before, bro, I'm in the Dropbox with the wave. Bro. It's like, nah, man.
That shit was tough.
Cause you definitely hear that difference.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That shit was tough. I hated that shit. Y'all don't know what I went through, man. I'm gonna fall back, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a difference. Like, again, at my beginning stages, I didn't know that MP3 has that, you know, that little clip at the beginning.
I'm gonna say this, man, and this is for all of my audiophiles out there, or just honestly, just for people, maybe not audiophiles, but like, I would think even for like your common listener, right, or even a common creator, right. Make a song, right? Bounce a wave of it, right? And then convert that wave to say 128 kilobits MP3, right? What would you say is the most common MP3 rate at this point? Is it maybe 256?
320.
I'm 320. Yeah.
320?
Yeah.
Okay, we 320 in now. Okay, so I mean, let's take it 320 then. Fine. Well, let's convert that to a 320 kilobits per second MP3, right? Drag both the wave and the MP3 into whatever your DAW is, right? Pull up an EQ with a spectral analyzer in it, right? And you will see the difference, right? You'll see very clearly most MP3s, like they're rolling off like 17K, 16K, 15K and higher. Just depends on the bit rate and how well it was encoded, right? And then you'll find other dips and changes in the overall EQ if you just watch them, right? If you ever sample an MP3, right? If you ever sample an MP3, just pull it up in an EQ. Like, just watch it. You'll see, like, 17K. Everything above that is gone, right? So if you're looking for anything particularly bright, particularly airy, you know, you're looking to maintain that in a mix, or you're looking to create that in a mix, right? Like, be aware of the source material. Some of your source material don't even have that information in it, right? If you're sampling off YouTube, it doesn't have that information in it.
it doesn't.
Especially depending on what.
Yeah.
How they
What
upload
your singer was today.
Man, what?
Absolutely. That's absolutely. If you just hit play, I bet, like, don't even go and pull up the 4K joint or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's, I mean, you know, just think about these, consider these things, you know, consider these things. And I'm going to say this too, and this, I'm going to say this just for, because a lot of people watch me do a lot of this stuff I do, and they're always asking me how I do it. Everything starts with a high quality product. Like, I don't know how to tell you. I don't know how to convince y'all anymore. I know that everything is just going to, you know, closer and closer. Everybody wants to care less because it's easier. And I get it, right? But all you're doing is saturating the market. So those who cared will get more attention. Like, you know, people caring are getting more and more valuable every day because the rest of y'all don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you want to stand out, have a professional product. That means you got to care about these things.
Yo, not to interrupt the ramp, but I want to make an announcement real quick.
So,
Aaron James got a show at Bar DKDC tonight. Make sure y'all pull up. I'm about to go load up at the venue right now, and I will see y'all later. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Yo, hold up, bro.
yeah, man, you do what you got to do, man.
Man.
Y'all can have individual mics now. Indeed. Yeah.
Man. Speaking of loading up, bro, are you loading up a multi, let me see how to multi-knob plug-in, or just the one knob joint that, one click cures everything? Like, how y'all feel about them type of plug-ins, man? I know more so for
I'm
me.
gonna let C-Maze tackle that.
Yeah, I know for me, bro, like, I am not a fan. I'm more so not a fan of those type of plugins when it comes to vocals. Like, I get I feel like we're at a space where we're all trying to, it's all about the time. Saving time is big because time is money, especially in this music world, man. Time, it moves fast. But again, I feel like just the quality when using the one knob fix all specifically for vocals, it's not the same for me. And I'm not knocking anyone that does it, but I know for me what I'm trying to achieve, and I guess more so what I'm also still learning and experimenting with, like, the one knob joint's not gonna do it for me. Because again, I don't know everything. Yes, I know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm always in a space of learning. And I feel like the result of the one knob, yeah, it's to save time, but a lot of these folks, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, so they're leaning on that. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just not. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, you specifically talking about the one knob series, like the waves.
Yeah, like they just dropped one, and it's like, yeah, you just put this on the vocals, and it's gonna. I'm like, come on, bro.
Man, bruh, this really take me back, bruh, because before I had an inkling of an idea of what I was doing, I was definitely a one knob nigga. And it is not even that I like them. it's just that the adjectives that they used was what I wanted. So it was like
clear, warm.
It was like one knob fatter. I was like, I want my drums to be fat.
Let's get it.
And it would add so much extra shit that I did not like, but I just didn't know. I didn't know how to achieve this any other way. And so it was like I would deal with it because it's doing some of what I wanted to do. And if I crank this motherfucker up, it's
gonna be good, right? And I think if I'm on some like using the one knob thing, I think that would be my approach more so now. It would be to study, to learn. Like a lot of these plugins that are coming out now, the way I think about, if I had these when I first started, how much would I depend on them? And I think just the way that I view this, I'm always trying to learn. I love control. Having control over what the fuck I'm doing, because I love to be able to, if it flops, it's on me. I hate having to be like, this shit didn't do right, and feel like there was a reason that I could have, excluded. So if I use like let's just say if I do be on some one knob fixes everything, but then the song doesn't give me the results that I want, I hate that feeling of being like, man, it was probably them plugins, that one knob. Mm-hmm. So like, for me personally, like, I'm just a guy that like, if it doesn't do well, it's because of me. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these plugins now that I'm seeing coming out, I would use them, but it would be more so to learn what's actually happening versus being like, all right, this is the final say so.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of simplicity and simple plugins, and I wouldn't say I have a mixing philosophy. I done said this a bunch of times on here. If I do have a mixing philosophy, it's mad. Like I learned a lot from this man, bro. Like sitting behind him and watching what he do, and then him sending me, things to try out, templates. I learned a lot from that, and so a lot of my philosophy comes from that. But a lot of what I saw him do and what I enjoyed about his process was that he used a series of simple tools to achieve. And I think that's the separation point. That's why, if I'm being honest, that's why I do fuck with one knob. And we can talk, and we can even go back to and continue what Matt was just talking about. Like there's a level to things. There's a certain level to things that you get to that you can only get to by loving and caring about it. Yeah. And this is what separates you. Like if you use one knob and you love it, and I think that's the separation point. Like,
gotcha.
If you don't use one knob and here's some of the things and be like, how does this knob achieve that? Like, what is this thing doing?
Right.
If that doesn't, turn your wheels to get you, that's at that point I knew like, bro, that was really like one of my first major. I need to learn how to mix moments because I was a slave to this thing that I kind of like. Like yes, these, but how do I achieve this better? Like I'm hearing. I don't see like some of the producers I fuck with. They don't pull this shit up. They should be sounding like so. And so that was a turning point for me. That it wasn't a crutch for me. It was like, I need to find somebody that knows how to do these things. And then that's when I figured out, it's a series of things that can do these things. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a series of complex ass.
It doesn't.
60 knob ass plugins or whatever. Like. It's an 1176. It's two knobs.
Right, yeah. A lot of small moves.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a transient master with like
facts.
2 knobs. I'm saying all this shit, bro. I get all this shit from man. Like, let me I saw this nigga hitting these 2 knobs. I'm like, this shit is amazing. Like, this is clear. Like, sustain. Like, so I'm a big fan of like various. I hate when I open a plugin and it's like a whole bunch of shit.
He's like, bro, what's this?
When I had more time, I definitely was like, all right, let me Shadow Hills, Magic, like all them jumps was definitely like, let me figure out what. And I still, bro, dang, I feel like I should have brought this up before, but I went Black Friday shopping too. I want to afterwards about if anybody caught Black Friday plugin deals, but I finally got a plugin that I've been chasing. I actually wanted this hardware at one point but I've been chasing the distressor plugin for so fucking long, bro. And I finally got this joint, and I've been studying it, but once you get it, then you really like, let me see what the fuck
What's happening.
And it's so much shit happening in Distressor, but it's
Yeah.
it's so many it's so many different combinations of harmonics, distortion that you can do that is, and bro, it's so crazy, bro. And so opening that up made me feel like 2016, 2017 me.
I love
It's like,
that.
all right, let me figure out what the fuck is going on in this, and I feel like that's the separating level. But
Yeah.
I didn't get on a whole
Nah.
system. But I feel like that's where one knob should take you if you, or
Right,
you
right.
can just lean on it, and that's cool too. But niggas like us are
Yeah.
gonna take it
And I
out,
think
bro.
that's the thing, bro. Why I just love being around just the team in general. Like, you expressing just the stress, like, bro, that's just exciting because, again, like, we love this shit. So to find something where it's like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to keep growing and keep learning, bro, it's a beautiful feeling. But yeah, man, how you feel about the one knob joints, bro?
Yeah, I feel like, C Mage kind of explained it. You know what I'm saying? My method has always been, not always been, no. At first I was using, like, this plugin can do everything plugins, you know what I'm saying? But it was actually, I learned that from Michael Brower. It was Brower who first, introduced to me the concept of, like, just inserts or that's specialized in one thing, right? Like you don't necessarily just want to compress and then EQ. You want to compress with a certain kind of compression, with a certain approach and a certain saturation in a compressor before you hit this EQ. So you want to use inserts where you can switch and, you know what I'm saying? Like you might have two different compressors, that you might have the same, threshold and attack,
Completely different.
but how those things approach tonality and things are different. They have different characteristics, so you just want to be able to control that, and at first, when I first witnessed that, I was just thinking to myself, like, yo, this is a level of complex, knowledge that I don't think I'll ever have, But it's not true. You just listen enough. It's just like anything else. You do it enough, and then all of a sudden you start to hear the difference. You're just like, oh, wait a minute. No. This optical compressor sounds different than this optical compressor, and and if you go far enough and you start to get some hardware components, you're like, okay, this tube EQ sounds different after it's been on for an hour.
Yeah,
longer. You know what I'm
man.
saying? Like the tubes are hotter and and things like that. But it just comes with doing it over and over and over again. And that's what that's my life, is just doing these things over and over and over again. But I'm a big fan of like anything that's simple and like really specifies something. It's really specific. Really, I agree with what LJ and C May say. Like some of those like simple plugins, like the interface is simple, right? But it's doing a few things, right? And I might only want it to do one of those few things, right? So I enjoy plugins that are simple to us and simple behind the curtain. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I only really want to do this one thing. Or just the ability to manifest or to operate those things. To me, the greatest plugin to demonstrate this idea is Decap's Knock. To me, that's still the greatest plugin of like the last 5, maybe 10 years. I don't even know. Just because it does that. It's everything I would do to some drums is in one space, but it's in that space. The GUI is so simple, so user-friendly, so adaptable, so flexible, but not complicated. You know what I'm saying? Right. Big shout out Decap. I'm gonna be shouting you out on this for a long time, my guy, because I pull up Knock in the MPC, I pull up Knock in Pro Tools. I be using Knock.
Man,
just
Knock on the master, bro.
On some real stuff. I love what it does when it comes to clipping. I love what it does when it comes to saturation. Even the air knob, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I pull it up just for the filters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be. It can be on individual drums. It can be on your drum bus, but you can just use, like, I've definitely pulled it up on a mix and just been like, yo, I just want a little bit of air on top. Let me pull up Knock. twist up the air knob, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Big shout out to D-Cap and Knock, man. He fucking killed it with that shit.
Yeah, man. I think also got every time he tell a story about Michael Brown, bro, I just gotta salute. Like, come on, man. Like, to learn, to watch, to be in the room with Michael Brown and see his process is crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. Brower was it's impossible. Well, the only way you would not learn from Brower is if you got offended by Brower, which was also relatively easy. I can't speak for him now, but back then he was definitely he could be an offensive guy. But but if you could get past that, you could learn a lot. You know?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. It's just the idea again. I don't know. I haven't found a plug-in what they say does all for vocals. Again, I've tried these joints just to hear what they do, and I haven't found one that I'm like, oh no, this is fire,
Bro, I'm gonna say this. Every time I mean like literally every time I see a plugin that's like, yo, throw this on your lead vocal.
Shit,
It'll either figure it out or it's got every option to figure it out, presets, all of that. Every time I do that, every time I see one of those on, and Facebook and Instagram will throw them junts at me. You know what I'm saying? I go and I get the demo, right? And then I just A/B. I use my lead vocal chain.
It's crazy,
right? Against that, my jump murders it every time. You know what I'm saying? And I just be like, all right, bet I don't need to change up nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will be objective the day that something just makes something sound better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll adjust or I'll adapt. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't found one for vocals that I'm just I haven't. Nah.
Vocals are too specific.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know. Maybe AI. Maybe we can get there, but it's just too specific, bro. Like you need need to be able to adapt in between lines, not during. I do have my favorite like bass. Now this isn't my chain, but a good place where I start, and this is just because it was a free Unison preamp for me when I got UAD. But I got a Manly Voxbox plug-in. And that is a really good, like, everything. It has EQ, de-esser, and it has compression on it. I think it has de-esser on it.
Yeah,
I don't use the de-esser as much.
Yeah.
And I use the plug-in version, so I'm not even sure what the real joint actually talking about. But that joint is a good, like, bass. Like, I'll use that in maybe a LA2A, and I'm
good to go.
I'm ready to go. But that's definitely not the end of my chain. Like, that's just...
Bro, I think also, too, this is more something for the young, if you just starting off engineers, bro, I get it. Waves is cheap, it's affordable, all that, bro. But, like, don't go through the process, because, bro, when I first started, I was throwing, everything's waves, everything. But I think that comes from when you don't necessarily understand what you're listening for. Because now, especially like Wave compresses the 70s, I'm not touching them joints at all. Because I mean, and they still good, but like I got the UAD's joints, and I got a few different other versions. It's just different.
Yeah. I think what I noticed is that, for lack of better terminology and maybe even knowledge, there's a thicker sound to I'm just gonna go UAD versus Wave.
Yeah.
But you can go Slate versus it's a lot of other joints.
Yeah.
Reputable plug-in companies that spend the time and money to replicate some, because I feel like at the end of the day, a lot of what we're doing is replicating what analog gear is doing, and there's a thicker, warmer sound that you're getting from these joints. I ain't gonna say I love Waves, but I do. Waves has probably one of my favorite plugins is the Apex Vintage Exciter.
Oh, I used to go crazy with that exciter.
But the reason I love it is because it gets my ad-lib vocals so out the way, but still
it's present.
And present. I think Waves is good for like alternate things, but if you need thick, warm, I don't know if I've ever went to Waves. Like if I need something that's finna sound real and present, especially lead vocal.
I say this, man. My only I would say the most respected thing I've ever gotten from Waves has been like, is it like the J37? Like,
oh yeah, the little tape joint.
Yeah.
The Kramer tape. That's my shit.
I rock
One of
with
my
that.
go-tos.
But everything else, like, to me is, and I'm not. I talk trash about waves. You know what I'm saying? I do, but I don't talk trash about waves because it's unusable or that it's bad. I just talk trash about waves because to me it's the same thing as Pro Tools stock plugins. Like,
Damn.
like. You know what I'm saying? But
But no, I get
I
you,
mix
yeah.
with Pro Tools stock
Yeah,
plugins. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like I you know,
Yeah,
a
they
big
do
part of my change.
76 joint.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mix with Pro Tools stock plugins too. You know what I'm saying? Like they get the job done. You know what I'm saying?
Bone Factory, that's
Yeah, and that's my thing. It's just that like, it's hard for me to buy something that I know is just as good or only as good as the
stock
things that come with my dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, and that's where, you know, my experience with UAD plugins, soft tool plugins,
I got
you know, just several other plugin manufacturers have really upped the ante on, you know, I think a lot, and if I'm just being real, I think a lot of Waves plugins, like, their bread and butter is just like the GUI, right? It's just like convincing you that this is similar to some analog device that you probably can't afford, right? But I, you know, without actually having been there, I feel confident in saying like they're not measuring these machines with the same detail. You know what I'm saying? They're not.
They can't
No, no,
be.
no, exactly. They're not taking the time to measuring the frequency response at the same level as you know. And you're absolutely right, man. I've tried the 1176 versions. You know, and that's the thing about 1176 or even like Pultex. Every plugin maker ever has a version of 1176 or a Pultec EQ. You know what I'm saying?
LA2A. Yeah.
Hey, every plugin maker ever has a version of a 1073 preamp. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't think that you know, I think that there is a lineage. There are some who invest more money in making that stuff, you know, what it needs to be, and you know, and have made it closer. And I'll say this, like the UAD unison preamp stuff is amazing. You know what I'm saying? You know, is it a Neve 1073? No. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not. But is it? It is the closest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the closest thing I've ever heard. I have a Manly massive passive. You know what I'm saying? Before
Your joint is, I'll let you.
yeah, well, I was just gonna say, you know what I'm saying? The UAD Manly massive passive plugin is scarily close. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, a real massive passive still gonna bring you a kind of air and spatial, you know, approach to things that a plugin won't. And that's what keeps me keeping this versus just depending on a plugin, you know what I'm saying? It's because I use it on a master or on a mix bus, and I want that space. That's actually the primary reason I bought it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I want that, so I'm never going to replace it with that until plugins can do that. But, you know, I have enough pieces and have used enough pieces to know, like, no, there are some plugin makers out here who are, like, who are either eerily close or, like, just as good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I actually have not checked out the Distressor from UAD. But I'll say this, man. When I was at Quad, when I was up north, man, I mean, sheesh, like, the Distressor was, like, the most coveted.
Everything,
like,
yeah.
It's 8 of them in every major studio.
yeah, man. You got the Distressor?
On
That's
drums,
it. Yeah,
everything,
man.
guitar, everything.
Yeah,
like,
bro. That's facts.
One, bro.
That's facts. Like, I remember when I first got UAD, when I first got my Opto, they didn't have the Distressor yet. They just had the Fatso.
That's it, yep.
And I just remember I got it, honestly, just because it's created by the same people who made the Distressor. You know what I'm saying? That was it.
Shout out to Empirical Labs, bro.
Yeah, Empirical. Shout out, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, I was. This is about to be a small tangent, but on my Black Friday shopping, I was torn between getting the UAD massive passive or the K Stereo. I went with K Stereo.
Okay.
Just because you have a passive if I ever needed, I knew I could just run stuff through it and it would be better. But I think I'm definitely gonna go back and still get the UAD jump because I love the way it sounds demoed on my instrument bus. And,
Yeah.
and you know,
Sounds great.
It sounds great, and it sounds really good. But there's definitely a difference. I think that's what we're in a game where the more money you spend is still relative to how good. That's just where I don't know. I think some other things have caught up in that way. Like you don't have to spend as much. This is still a game where like, all right, if it costs more than likely it's better.
More than likely, yeah.
More than likely.
I mean, I feel like the plug-in game, the software, it has come a long way because now you hearing to be able to watch videos of Michael Brower basically saying like, I'm all in the box now, and hearing like basically how much of a madman he approaches his mixes for him to convert now to be like, I'm all in the box. But it's more so to understand that like, yes, the plug-in world, it has improved a lot, but you got to understand how much research this man and work that he put into his setup.
And
like
his box is different.
His box is
That's crazy.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
That was very crazy, but it's a very true statement.
No, it is.
What they been working with in that box is way different.
But even still though, right? Like I feel like there's some necessary nuance to discuss this, right? So even if you say, yo, Michael Brower is all in the box right now, right? Like, yeah, it's true, you know what I'm saying? But Michael Brower is not like if Michael Brower, and I'm not saying this specifically, but I just know because me and you spent a good couple of months studying this, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say, for example, Michael Brower is trying to create his version of a manly, very compressor, right? Him being all in the box doesn't just mean, okay, he's just going to go and get the manly compressor. No, he realized, like, okay, wait a minute. The plug-in version of the manly compressor, there's a slight dip in the low end that doesn't do the same thing the hardware does. There's a slight dip in some saturation and the stereo image changes, right? Mm-hmm. So his version of the manly Very Mu compressor isn't just the plugin. It's that there's a stereo imager, there's like a saturation plugin, and then there's an EQ plugin. He's using 4 plugins to replace, his once, 19-inch rack, analog device. You know what I'm saying? And so, as you said before, his version of being in the box comes at the hands of excruciating research, like a whole bunch of signal mapping, a whole bunch of frequency response for him to realize, like, hey, wait a minute. These plugin versions do most of the job, but not all the job. I need other plugins to achieve what this one device did, right? Yeah. And I think that of him being willing to pay somebody, because Michael Brower's still over here mixing in the analog world while he has somebody over here who's literally going in and drawing in the frequency responses of every piece of equipment he has, measuring it against, mapping it against other plugins. That is genius. Yeah. And shout out to him for pulling that off in the first place. Also, shout out to whatever computer he needs, to run 4 plugins to recreate one plugin, and then to do that the way he was mixing records. He has to have the $32,000, the $50,000 Mac Pro.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. When we went through studying like his process, bro, I was just like, oh, this. He's not just, like you said, he's not just on some, okay, this plug-in, let's go. Nah, bro, he's really locked in, for real. Like
he in jail, bro.
Bro, not like this.
Like he a slave. Alright, my fault.
Yeah, the attention to detail, man, it made me, like, it gave me a different perspective about how to go about this shit. Yeah. Again, like, the amount of energy he went, put towards finding and listening for that exact, like, the result that he was really looking for, not just settling and being like, oh, okay, this is cool, this is close enough. Like, nah, bro was like, no, if it doesn't do this, we're not using it. And I love that approach, man. So I say that just to say, like, when you starting off, like, start that habit early. Really start listening. Don't just be on some, like, I got all the waves on, I'm just going to throw this on. Like, that was me, I feel like, for a while when I was learning. I couldn't, and I remember me and Matt talked about it at one point, like, I could not hear the difference in compression. Like I didn't know what the fuck was
Yeah.
going on, so I was like,
That's a part of understanding.
yeah, like
That's like some anime ninja shit. Like that's when you learn your whatever. I'm just
nah, yeah. So I just went through that process of like I used to, like compress. All right, cool. I'm gonna use this compressor, but not necessarily understanding what the fuck is going on. Understanding the tones and the color that these compressors and EQs add. Yeah, man, do your research. Really pay attention. Really lock in and listen to the changes that are being made. Again, these plugins they're great.
Yeah.
Ain't no one fits all though. That's nah.
If I had to give like one example or one piece of advice when it comes to like learning how to hear things, like you have to take, or let me just say this. I find that you're a lot more likely to learn about plugins, learn how to put plugins together, learn about audio engineering in general. Like mixing a whole bunch of songs will teach you, right? But in between those times, like take some time to just fuck with this stuff when you're not. There's no desired result. You know what I'm saying? Like I find that you'll spend more time. Like you don't feel that crunch of like, let me crank this out and be done with it. Let me get this to the client. I got to put this song out. You know what I'm saying? If you just pull up a vocal, just one on a Saturday, you just like, you know what, man? I'm going to learn lead vocals today.
Yep.
I'm not going to mix a song. I'm just going to mix a lead vocal. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you just pull up a vocal and you're just like, and you're studying it. You're trying out different plugins. I find that you learn like exponentially faster when you allow yourself to practice, and your practice is just practice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you get better faster.
Bro. Yeah, and I think that's definitely true. And I feel like, man, it's such an advantage now. Again, with the stem separation and everything, like now, I seen, and I'm starting to do this, I seen a guy, I forgot his name, but it was another engineer talking about how, like, he uses stem separation to remix, like, popular master songs already, and just to see if he can enhance them. And in that process, I'm like, oh, bro, that's genius. Like, why didn't I even think of that? So, like, I'm starting to use stem separation for that approach, just on some like learning how to, like, the whole Blue Lips album. I dissected all that, and I'm like, okay, how could, if I were to mix this from this, and more importantly, I think what he stated is it helps your ear, it trains your ears to get used to like professional sounds from the gate. So you already know when you get your own records, what you're shooting for. And I just thought that was amazing. Hate the fact that I didn't think of that, but no, salute to him, because why not use that?
Yeah, I mean, I think every learning method. Well, let me just say this: in the history of anything, we've never been so capable of reverse engineering something that was sick.
So fast, too.
Yeah, and so, the learning via reverse engineering is about to multiply by far. It's about to go crazy, insane. I feel like if you was from the mid 2000s, that happened then with MySpace, right? Once they said, yo, you can change your MySpace page with the HTML,
It was cold.
people started right-clicking and copying, and that's what a lot of people learned HTML. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Through reverse engineering. And now, now we're about to see that with music, man. I really feel so. It's going to allow people to do something I've been doing for years. Like one of the key things that I used to do to learn how to mix a lead vocal was I used to go and find like the empty pockets in records where there was no beat. It was just a vocal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I would pull that in Pro Tools. I would look at the spectral analyzer of it. I would try to look at the dynamics of it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I even, I would go to plugins like tonal balance and just drop it in there and allow it to like, draw an EQ curve to see like what does a great final lead vocal sound look like on this analyzer. You know what I'm saying? And then I would mix my vocals, and then I would pull up tonal balance and see how it measured, and I would see things that I was missing. I would see things that I wasn't paying attention to, like, wow, okay, this has more a brighter high end, or less like of the mud, and around 400 and 500. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I'm gonna say this real quick and I'm gonna move on. And so I remember thinking like, okay, cool. Now I would just boost those things, right? And then that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself like, damn, I'm seeing that it's missing
Right,
this
bro.
this frequency. When I boost it, it still doesn't work. What's
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah.
Right? And then that's when you realize, right? The boosting of these frequencies or the missing of these frequencies, it's not just missing it from a linear way. It's missing it compressed and
Yep.
saturated. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? And then that's when you really begin to understand compression, saturation, how to get a consistent sound, not just a consistent sound volume-wise, but get a consistent high end, get a consistent low mid-range, right? And then what saturation does to that consistency. That's when I felt like, I'm starting to see the matrix. You know what I'm saying? But it started with like, for me, it started with like, honestly, finding spaces where Drake ain't got no beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And pulling that Drake in there, you know what I'm saying? That Drake vocal and being like, damn, let me listen to how this is mixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And now that's about to go insane because now,
Everybody.
yeah, now everybody
Niggas
can do
make
that.
that- take the whole song
Yeah, but that's the
and
thing.
upload
You
that
do
shit
that.
in
Now-
the
now we
tone of
do that.
balance.
Right.
Now we can do that with drums, with 808s, with strings, with piano.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that's the wild part about like now, being that the technology has grown so much. I feel like there's not many people taking advantage of that in the sense of learning. They just relying on the fact that technology can do it and just running with it, and it sucks.
Nah, that's cool.
But you know, like that's what I was gonna say, because as you state, you know,
Them niggas
it allows niggas like us who specialize in these things to stand out in what we do.
Bro, when I was out of town, I had the most fun I've had in a long time mixing a record.
Dope.
Because I was able to spend some real time with the record. I spent the whole week with this one record. It was a cam joint, and my reference was Erykah Badu's "Didn't You Know." Beautiful song, bro. And so I got a chance to spend, the whole ride up there basically just listening to that one song, trying some mad methods, listening to this one part, the whole song, and listen to this other part, the whole song. So I spent time with the song. Me and my boys, we threw the football outside. I'm in my headphones listening to it. Then I go mix the record. Then I got some new tools to mix the record, and then I threw the record in tone of balance and mashed it up. and at that moment, I was really like, bro, this is a crazy world we're living in. Bro. That I can. It's especially when I don't have I'm in headphones. I don't have the tools to really understand fully what I'm doing, and so I have to trust. Of course, you trust your ears, but I'd have to trust my eyes too. I have to see it.
Hold on. I want to make sure that we give people a real understanding of what was just said. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put the focus back on you. Hold on. My man said he wasn't in the greatest monitoring situation,
Type shit.
right? So he wasn't in a treated studio with the monitors that he knew and trusted, right? But there are tools that even in a not so ideal scenario, right, allowed him to use different senses to make educated and informed decisions. Yeah. Hold on now. Okay, hold on. If you don't understand how special that is, like, I'll never forget. Like, I was in New York, and I realized it was the very first. It was called Spectrum something. I can't remember. It was my very first EQ copying plugin. You know what I'm saying? Where it would just look at a spectral analysis and try to give you, some okay, boost this, do this, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And I remember looking at that and being like, yo, this is crazy, because at the time I was in a basement in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just terrible acoustics, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, yo, I can make informed decisions knowing I'm not hearing everything the greatest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But and it's not the best way to do it.
But progress isn't lost.
Exactly.
I ain't
I can
lose
say,
no
okay,
steam.
I don't know if this is in the right place, but according to this measurement, it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can do this, blah, 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 blah. And so many times I would do that, get to somewhere where I could trust the sound, and that translated.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Few tweaks.
Absolutely.
We there. Yeah.
Absolutely. That is such an important point, man. Because a lot of people, we out here, you don't have the best monitors, you don't have the best headphones, you don't have the best room. But technology has set you up to still be able to make good decisions.
In an amazingly crazy way, bro.
Facts.
Like,
Absolutely.
I'm literally looking, and it's the same thing. Like, I'm looking at tone about, I'm missing some low mid, I'm missing here. You go to boost, and it's literally talking to you. Like, it's not just boost. Remove. Like, let's take stuff away. Like, so I started, let me kill this and over here. Bro. I was geeking that thing. Nobody understood nobody around me understood what was going on, bro.
Yeah.
Me and my computer, bro, we were like going.
We
was like, damn, brother.
They was both in prison.
We was both in prison, slaving, bro. Straight slaving, brother.
Bro, I think it's also it's crazy to, I guess, understanding where the engineering world like came from to now. You can legit look at a tool and be like, okay, this is right, this is wrong. I need to boost here. Like, that's crazy to me, but I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So I'm just thinking, like, I wonder how those engineers that first started off mixing the Michaels, the Al Greens, and also like versus looking at technology now, like, how do they feel about this shit? Because they had to really like lock in and just rely on their ears to really be like, okay, this is a dB or two too high, too low. This EQ is off.
I'll say this though. I want to, because I've thought about this a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, what it must have been like to be from that era, and to see all these 70 million new tools that can do crazy things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we do have a lot of advantages, right? But so did they. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let me be clear what that is, right? If you was a mixing engineer from that era, you started off on a console.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You did not start off with some terrible Waves plugins.
Man,
like,
you just throw this shit on the board.
Like,
You good. You just got to level it out.
SSL console.
And level it out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with analog EQs and delays and...
The vocals recorded.
Come on, man. Like, they wasn't too messed up anyway.
Yeah.
They good. Like, come
They
on.
good.
Man.
Yeah,
You
you're
know what
right.
I'm saying? Yeah, and I think also another part of it, too, and this is, I think about this often, too, is like, we got all these tools and stuff now, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't think we would have all these tools and stuff now if we was just only mixing the same instruments that was being used in the 60s and 70s.
True,
like,
true.
I be thinking about this all the time. I think about this in respect to like studios that have been passed down over the ages, right? Like, somebody who's 10 years old is learning from their dad how to mix drums, guitar, blah, 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 because their dad records every song is drums, guitar, piano. It's the same instrument. Like, it's the same instrument. None of them was pulling up Omnisphere with some crazy ass synth.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or,
Lo-fi,
something. Like, every song we mix has different instruments.
That's true.
With different sensibilities now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back then, like, think about it. Everything that was coming out of these legendary studios, like, if you go to listen to all the Motown records, all the drums sound the same because they was run through the same
shit.
The same kit.
You know what
That
I'm
makes
saying?
sense.
This video is known for this instrument.
They had the template
couldn't
and
have
ran
been
with
that hard.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
all you
That
have to
makes
do is
sense.
learn the settings.
That's
Put
true.
this on here, blah, 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 blah. There
sure
might
the
be a
nigga-
little bit of variation, but it wasn't like,
Make sure the nigga hit the drum right.
make sure the mic is the right proximity. Like, you were learning how to record, right? Like, that was your mixing, So, with respect, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
That's interesting. That made me
With
think
respect.
of, I seen a post where this guy was like, being an engineer, he said it's a service and you're not an artist, right? But just describing the way things were recorded back then versus now, I definitely think that's not the same. If you felt engineering at one point was just a service, I feel like more so now with all of the tools we have and, like you said, the different instruments we're working with, you're definitely leaning more towards the artist aspect of it. At least I know when I mix, that's what it seems like versus just a straightforward, this is how we're doing this.
yeah. What's funny is I just realized you sent some comments, Kid Maestro, and now you got yeah. I just put it up like, hey, this nigga sent comments.
I just had a vibe of this.
Hey, no, we took the camera out.
I moved the camera.
But he came back. Hey, bro came back. His house gone. He like, hold on. And he came back. Nigga, they changed the locks and some other shit. He like, hold up. I was only gone for a few minutes.
Nigga, the same
I wanted a zoom. He's on his zoom, dude. Like, come on, bro.
Well, I guess you got the last word, my G.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Nah, I don't know what y'all was just talking about, but I know y'all niggas, the niggas in the 70s, bro.
Yeah.
That is such a real facts, bro. The electricity had a vibe, bro. Like you
Yeah,
bro.
no,
Everything sounded cool,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
it
come
did.
on, man. Get out of here.
Damn,
Yo, man.
come on, man.
Yeah, but
Nigga, the door just stuck. Like,
also, man, I just like, man, I love what y'all was saying about like tonal balance and the tools like available to help you make better decisions, man. Like the Pro Q3 Ozone EQ match and the Ozone, just the Ozone Advanced Jet. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ozone, like. The ability to like match references in terms of dynamic, like the tonal balance, shape, all of that stuff, width, all of that. When you put it on, it don't always be what you want, but it be opening up like, oh dang. It retrains your ears of like what your song could sound like just off putting it on the master bus, and you're like, oh well, let me go make some adjustments. Let me, you know what I'm saying? And I love that, and yeah, man. And I feel like sometimes like you know, you made a good point about how this stuff be available and we don't use it to learn. But I think on the other side is like people just use it and don't use it to advance their own knowledge. But I feel like on the other side, I feel like sometimes like our egos won't allow us to use those things. It's like, oh, this is like cheating. Yeah, cheating, you know what I'm saying? Or too easy. You know what I'm saying? And so like we just demonize the technology and then we don't have opportunity to learn from it to get better and have better, you know what I'm saying? Cuz it's got to be just what I heard and what I did.
I'll say this though, man. I'll say this, like, you know, that sounds like privileged than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll say this. I never got a chance to go to school for this shit. You know what I'm saying? I never had a chance. I never had a mentor. You know what I'm saying? I never had nobody who just fed me, you know, information or knowledge on this stuff. I had to just go and get it out the mud. So to me, that's very privileged to be picky about where you learn and what you learn. Like,
that's crazy.
That's but
that's where we at. Yeah,
that's where it is. Like, because you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying about the platinum record earlier, it's just that like, you know what I'm saying? Like being
like I was saying about the platinum record, not even long after I went gold. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, anyway.
I respect it.
What I'm saying is like, even me, like my whole perspective of it going gold was messed up and just it trying to be a certain way, like because I had an idea of what it's supposed to look like, what growth is supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? That I missed. Yeah. Opportunities for growth, opportunities for leverage, opportunities to appreciate. You know what I'm saying? It is a very privileged and just narrow-minded kind of narrow perspectives. And so like like all of this stuff, use it all, bro. Like let's just get this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's be creative. Just use what we got. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of people that had like a similar sentiment in 2017 around cryptocurrency. And now that Bitcoin is $100,000, it's feeling salty as a mug. You know what I mean? It was too arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I gotta get it. Yeah.
That's not real money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyway,
man, I thought we platinum. Okay. I love it.
It's the new Ableton push jump. You know what I'm saying? Kid used to find a way to bring up the Ableton push in every conversation. Niggas talking about milk and fucking tofu. This man, this remind me of the Ableton push. Now it's gonna be that he went plat, bro.
Hey, hold on. I'm trying to inspire, you know what I'm saying, the youth.
I ain't saying you wrong for it. I'm just noticing that's what's about to happen. All right.
7:30 doors, Aaron James, Bar DKDC. Just make sure y'all pull up.
Get the app, Unapologetic World app, available for iOS and Android devices. Tonight going down, Bar DKDC, Aaron James, Nubia Yassin, both performing tonight. It's going to be a great night. Pull up. One more time, doors are at 7:30. 7:30. Just come through, man. Wait outside. Go there right now. You know what I'm saying? And just chill, man. It's gonna be a good night, good time. And we have This is not the last event of this year, but it is one of the last. So you should definitely pull up. And yeah, my name is I Make Mad Beats. This has been Type Beat and Unapologetic Outer Space Ass Podcast.
Outer Space.
You know what I'm saying? My cast is
LJ1S, what up?
C major, and my armpits are still slightly moist. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm about to switch back to my other deodorant in a minute, though. Thanks.
The fact that it's still only slightly moist, though, you know what I'm saying? It hasn't gotten more moist as it's warmed up. You should think about that. Kid Maestro.
Okay, here's the real question. LJ, Kid Maestro, did y'all have to deal, like the last hour and a half, were y'all dealing with these ramifications? Like, were y'all, like, suffering through some level of must or anything like that? You know what I mean?
Do I stink?
Okay.
He said, nah, bro.
Not that I could tell.
Nah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all
I don't
stay
like
safe.
this new
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a fan of this new deodorant.
Stay dangerous, stay safe.
You hate, y'all.
Look, man, y'all better stop interrupting. This has been Type Beat, an outer space unapologetic ass podcast. You know what I'm saying? We out. Stay safe, stay dangerous, do both or do neither.
Peace.
Peace.
Bitch, are you jealous?
Oh shit, here we go again.